like to welcome you to the 45th episode, the 45th podcast of the Dan and Kody Show.
This is the Dan and Kody podcast.
Toy boat.
The arsonist had oddly shaped feet.
This is the Dan and Kody podcast.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Saddle up, partner.
Cody, how are you doing today?
I feel great. How are you doing today, Dan?
Doing fantastic,
Oh,
fantastic.
wow.
You know, today's an important day.
Why is today an important day, Dan?
Because the true Dan of the Dan and Kody has come back to start his future episodes with the Dan and Cody podcast.
The authentic Dan?
The original Dan.
The Dan?
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm so glad to hear that. I could tell I was with a phony the whole time.
You weren't with a phony. I mean, we'll get, Dan Hill's a great guy and all, and, he warmed up the seat for me. But after 45 episodes, it's time for me to step in and, 44 and a half. I step in and you kind of, take over now.
Oh, man. Finally, somebody of quality, brains, knowledge.
No. That guy was before. Now you get the real deal.
The real deal. So what's the real Dan like?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, that's the real Dan. I'm a little crazy.
So if nobody's picked up on it, Dan Lanigan.
Yes,
is co-hosting the Dan and Kody podcast, episode number 45.
Yes, I am here to help Kody take care of things while Dan Hill, the second Dan in my life, is somewhere out in suburbia doing something else.
Yeah, he's a southern guy hanging out with all them southern belles.
Yes,
no worries, Jenny.
Yeah, southern, like South America?
Like South Georgia.
South Georgia, wow. So he's got to watch out for the problems with the weather that's been recently coming down.
Hurricane Matthew.
Yeah, that Matthew, he's a real bastard.
Well, it's a wet time in Atlanta.
That's right. Hotlanta, they call it. I never knew why they call it that until you just told me it's a wet time down there.
Hey, I feel like I like to educate, and I'm just helping you, Dan.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
This is my first time really jumping into the game. Of course, I've got to make sure that I keep it up over the next 100 podcasts that I'll be taking over for Dan Hill.
And I'm expecting perfection, and I think our listeners are too.
You'll get it because I'm good at being bad.
Hey, fantastic! Dan's a bad man.
Yes, I am.
So, did you hear? The universe may contain 10 times more galaxies than we thought.
Really? Is that news that just came out?
Well, I came across it today. I don't know how new it was. 10 hours ago, I guess, in Popular Science. It was stated that originally there was believed to be a total of 100 to 200 billion galaxies, and they believe there are 10 times that amount in what we can see in space. And this is from some Hubble data that we just recently received.
Wow. So that's just based on what they're seeing, not what they're expecting to be beyond that.
Yes, I believe that is. I believe that's the case. Yeah, because that is for. Let's see. Thanks to new data from Hubble, scientists have calculated that there must be at least 2 trillion galaxies in the universe. I guess that's all. What does that mean?
Oh, that means there's 10 times the possibility that there's aliens out
there. Exactly.
Yeah. And 10 times the possibility that there's another Cody Frederick out there in another world. Can you believe that?
I mean, multiverse, baby.
Well, no, I'm just talking about this universe.
This universe.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that possibility is higher.
Only be so many possibilities. So
what are your thoughts on that? I mean, do you believe that there's another Dan Lanigan somewhere?
God, I hope not. The universe can only take one of me.
I don't know.
I mean, there's been lookalikes, but nobody's truly.
Have you had a doppelganger?
Has
there been a doppelganger, Dan?
Yes, there has been.
When was this?
Andy Klimzak actually told me about one that was many years back that he went up to and patted on the shoulder and thought it was me, and then when I turned around, hello, realized it wasn't. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The doppelganger Dan.
The doppelganger Dan. Yeah.
We had a conversation several episodes ago where I had my doppelganger.
Really?
I believe Dan Hill had his. Dan Lanigan's got his.
Yeah, we all do. So 10 million more galaxies. No, 10 times more.
10 times. So they're thinking anywhere between at least 2 trillion galaxies in the universe. That is a massive spike in what they originally said. And they're saying, and a quote from the co-author of the study, named by the name of Christopher Consalis, he says that over 90% of the galaxies in the universe have yet to be studied. Right?
Yeah, I can't imagine they've even studied our own galaxy, for gosh sakes. How are they going to study these others?
I mean, I don't know where they got 10% have been studied. That's hard for me to imagine. 10% of 2 trillion? What is that?
Probably means that they've captured it on some sort of
you're saying
optical
visually
data.
been able to see it.
Visually, or some sort of radio emissions or something of that nature.
Okay. All right. So, let's see.
How many galaxies do you think, just galaxies, not solar systems or planets, do you think have sentient life?
How many galaxies do I think have
sentient
life? If there's 2 trillion?
Yeah.
I mean, even if there is a 10% chance that, like, even if there's a 1% chance, right? 1% of 2 trillion, a 1% chance, like 1% of the galaxies has life. I mean, what's 1% of 2 trillion? 2 billion?
And sentient life, not just life.
Okay, we'll say there's 1% that there's life.
Right, okay.
2 billion, right?
Yeah.
And then you say it's half of that, or even less than that. 10, what is that, like a tenth of a percent. Say it's a tenth of a percent of that. So from 2 billion, that gives you what?
2 billion.
What is that, 200 million?
200 million.
200 million planets. No, galaxies.
Galaxies.
And that doesn't include the number of planets in that, right?
Well, the solar systems and the planets. I would think that there's sentient life in every one of those galaxies.
Yeah, I think I would say that's probably the case, right?
Or at least at one point. Because there's this theoretical thing called Fermi's paradox.
Fermi's paradox.
Fermi's paradox,
yes.
Paraphrase quoted, is that once a civilization gets to a certain level of advancement, they kill themselves because of their technology level does not reach their ability to sustain themselves. So the question is that going to happen to us? That's the reason people are saying that we haven't contacted aliens, is because there's no real aliens out there that want to contact us because they've never gotten to the level of reaching out.
Because by the time they get to that point, they destroy themselves.
Destroy themselves, exactly.
Okay. Well, I mean, I would say that
they all have their own Donald Trumps and Hillary Clintons, and
they've all had
one thing happens to another, and they go bye-bye.
I'd have to probably go with yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, I would say that the likelihood of us destroying ourselves is a lot higher than us surviving, because there's always somebody crazy out there behind the button.
What would you say is the most likely and then the most desirable way for us to kill ourselves as a species?
The most likely way and the most desirable way?
Yeah. Painless. You're thinking about your kids and that kind of thing, and you want to say, if the world goes away and it's a comet that hits us, we don't feel any pain. And
I would say if there was a way to taint the water supply with some kind of drug. Now, this isn't the most efficient way by any means.
So you're saying a global kind of drinking the
poison that you don't even realize, and you just fall asleep and die would probably be the best way.
Right. Okay.
Right?
But don't you think some people would realize it's happening because they haven't drank the water while other people are dying? There wouldn't be maybe there's a delay of 2 days. Oh. So everybody's got to drink water within that period of time, right? The only problem would be bottled water. You'd have to be able to get around the bottled water. So they can't filter this stuff out.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be able to magic. Maybe you. What are the particles that come through space that they were trying to do in these dark holes deep in the Earth? Neutrons. No.
Yeah. No.
Michael, you know? Neutrinos. Maybe you have some kind of poisonous neutrino that goes through all fluids, or maybe it's just some kind of deadly neutrino that goes through all humanity at one given time. Bam, wiped out. We didn't even know it. That's not our doing, though, is it?
No, but I didn't specifically state that. So
I mean, our doing is the very likely thing would be, mad. Except not mad. Us blowing each other up with nuclear bombs, right?
Yeah.
Fallout, death, destruction, chaos.
Zombies.
Kind of stuff, yep, exactly. How about you? What are your thoughts?
I would say that is probably the most likely is, some sort of nuclear war. Or potentially, I suppose it could be, we drag ourselves out long enough to where, our economies have basically caused, global climate change, which kills us.
That's the long. That's the slow play. That's the slow play.
But that could very well happen as well, because I suppose there could be some sort of chemical attack, but that really wouldn't happen on a worldwide event.
No, I don't
Nuclear
think so.
is much more likely, especially if two of the big superpowers like
Dan Lanigan superpower.
Dan Lanigan superpower. Yes. No, like the United States or China or Russia kind of decide, fuck you guys.
Game over.
Game over. And, who knows? There's some shit happening in the works now that's going on. That
Russia's crazy.
And they're saying we're crazy,
It's a battle of who's the craziest.
Who's the cray-craze?
And who do you think's the cray-cray?
Well, I don't know. I think there's some crazy people here in America, but I don't see
I would rather
President Obama being the kind of guy. He's the kind of guy that would not want to press the button. He would be...
He would do everything to avoid push the button.
Potentially, give up the United States to Russia before pressing the button.
Yeah.
There's pros and cons, but I don't know. Russia seems like the country that might
be just crazy enough, right?
Just crazy enough.
Them and North Korea, but North Korea's nukes aren't powerful enough.
No, I'm not worried. I mean, they shoot one off. That's about all they'll get, and we lose a city, maybe LA, maybe we're gone, but. The country's gone.
Yeah.
But then the problem is we nuke North Korea, fallout hits China or fallout hits Russia, and then, oh shit, it's our fault.
Aggression on the United States.
Yes, aggression on the United States. You didn't do that to them, you did that to us. They're just a byproduct.
Well, the problem of us doing that to them is we not only hit them, but we could potentially affect South Korea, Japan, all of these people that were very close. Yeah, exactly. So,
and eventually come back to us.
Yeah.
I mean, Fukushima's radiation has affected... a lot of the fish that are in the Pacific.
Yeah.
Now, who knows if it really is affecting us, the people that are eating it here on the West Coast of the United States, but it could very well affect us long term.
And we don't even realize
it.
My baby's going to have like a leg out of its head whenever I have a child.
Well, you can go tripod, maybe.
Tripod baby.
Yeah, tripod baby.
They'd walk. A little funny.
Well,
Starship
she's
Trooper
bending over.
Bug, almost.
No? I suppose you could look at it that way.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. I think I will.
Yeah.
I think I will.
She'd have to have a real strong neck, though.
Oh, my children would have the strongest necks.
Yeah.
They'd be called trunk neck children.
Trunk neck children, wow.
Trunk neck children. You'd have really hefty, heavy-duty necks, trunky-like, almost wooden. So, yeah, no big deal.
Excellent.
So, what's new with Dan Lanigan? Last time we spoke...
Yes,
we didn't. I don't even actually recall what we talked about.
Either do I.
Okay, well that was a good one.
Yeah, that was really, really effective.
That was when was that? Was like April?
Possibly.
I believe that was April of this year.
We were working on Fan-O-Rama.
Yeah, we were knee deep in Fan-O-Rama.
Yes, right. Armpit all the way up into Fan-O-Rama.
That's right.
We are still finishing that up.
Yes.
It's taking a little bit longer than we expected. It's just so everybody knows, to give everybody a warning, it's not going to be released in September of 2016.
No, it's not. Not in September 2016.
I know the countdown was going on, and we said that it was going to be released in 2016, September, but it's not going to happen. We're trying to make it as gooder as possible.
The gooderest.
Yeah, and it's taken a little longer than we expected.
Well, Dan hasn't been sleeping lately. He's called me late at night.
Yeah.
And he's just crying, sobbing. I'm like, is there anything I can do? And he wants to cuddle, but I just say no.
Yeah.
You're a grown man. You don't need to cuddle with me.
My wife won't let you do that.
She's a protective territory woman,
you know? Yeah. I mean, you'd think she'd want to cuddle with you too, but...
She wants Dan all to herself.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Well, cuddly. Anyway.
But yeah, so things are moving well, and I think we're hoping, to be done sometime, and hopefully people can see it in November.
Oh, that'd be great. Before or after Thanksgiving?
I would say before Thanksgiving would be nice. Don't hold me to it, because we're not going to skip on quality and let this thing out unless it's fantastic.
If it's Fan-O-Ramatic.
It's Fan-O-Ramatic, and Kody, I have to say, you are fantastic.
Oh, stop it, Dan. Your direction made me the man I am today.
You are the living embodiment of Philip Fry.
Well, I appreciate that, I think.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Well, it's been a lot of fun. We've experienced a lot going through this little project.
We have
for
experienced
sure.
a lot.
Learned a lot and taught a lot, felt a lot, emoted heavily.
I recently, not to name drop, but I'm going to show drop. I was recently on the set of an upcoming show.
What's the show?
The show is called Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Mystery Science Theater? Love that.
Yes. I hear you're not a fan.
No. I mean, I don't get it, but I respect it.
So there's a new version of it coming out, and I spent a little time on the set, and I have to say the show is going to be amazing for those people who are fans. It's as good as it ever was, from what I can tell, and the new host is going to be great.
Is there anything you can say about it? Not really.
No, I mean, there's guest stars that were announced on the information page, on the Kickstarter page. Those people are going to be part of it.
Cool.
I can't say I saw one of them. I can't say who I saw. But the show is the interstitials, which I saw shot, are just as funny as anything I'd seen previous.
Awesome.
And I was wondering, Kody, what's your favorite episode of MST3K?
Oh, my favorite episode of MST3K. I love the one where they're like in space and then there's like an explosion and then they talk about it and then they sit down and there's this great movie about a giant woman.
That's like 4 episodes of MST3K.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, then I guess
there's a lot of bad movies that they review.
Well, I know, but I mean that whole scenario that took place there.
Let's get down to you're not a fan of MST3K. I understand that. Can you explain to me why? That's okay, because early on when I first started watching the show, I wasn't a fan either.
I appreciate commentary in things, being that I'm kind of in that situation with this little thing I'm doing here.
Not at all.
Not at all. But I have to say, I just don't buy it. These guys are in space, and they're just watching old movies that are being shot over space. Like, why?
They're being tortured.
They're being tortured to watch these movies.
Yeah, because they're really bad movies.
Yeah, but they're like bonding. They're becoming best friends. They're enjoying each other's company and watching terrible movies. I've done that with you.
Yeah, I guess that explains a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Explains why I don't like it.
Well, what's funny is there's interesting similarities between us and MST3K.
Is there really?
Yeah, because in MST3K, the original host, Joel, creates his 2 bots to spend time with him and basically give commentary, and he controls them. And it's funny because
that is exactly how it is with Andy and I.
It's exactly like you and Andy, and you guys, come work for me, and Kody, you follow me out to LA, and wow, it's quite similar. I have to say.
Wow, that is just like it. That's right. Andy
so
and I
are you going to be Tom
robots.
Servo or are you Crow T Robot?
Actually, that question is to you.
Right.
Who do you see as each one?
You're Crow.
I'm Crow.
Andy's Tom Servo. He's much more sarcastic.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
You're more fun-loving.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And handsomer.
Oh, well, that's really sweet of you.
Yes.
When it comes to puppet robots,
I know.
Would hope I'm the more handsome of the two. Zika 2016 update. So they've discovered more Zika in Miami.
Wow.
How does that make you feel? Are you afraid of Zika?
I am not afraid of Zika. I'm afraid of mosquitoes, but they like to bite me.
Do you feel that if we are to fight a virus, you think it's pointless? Like, do you feel like we can stop a virus like Zika?
They're really small, and it's hard to throw punches and hit them. But
what would be the weapon you would choose to fight a virus?
Acid.
Acid.
Yeah. Acid.
So
hydrochloric.
So that just dissolves the proteins.
And what also dissolves a person that's got the Zika,
virus,
which is kind of not a good thing.
No.
But it gets rid of the virus, and ultimately that's the reason to do it, right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Now Zika, it obviously is a problem. I think that it's secondary effects, which when it comes to birth. From last I remember reading, is it still a birth defect thing, or was that something separate in was it South America where?
Well, South America, they were experiencing Zika, and they had the microcephaly, which was the shrinking of the
brain, the cranium.
The cranium,
right?
And
but was that because of something else? They were talking about that could have been a separate thing in the water.
I'm still pretty sure it's connected to Zika.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a problem, but it also I also read something where someone who has Zika, they can transmit it via sex.
Or sweat.
Sweat, really?
Yes, they were talking about how they were potentially seeing a transmission of Zika through sweat.
Wow, so no sweating on someone else.
Hey, but
honestly, if you're sweating on someone else, you're probably having sex with them, so maybe...
Dan.
What?
I love to play basketball with men, and we sweat on each other all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I could get Zika just by sweating on a bunch of dudes. Or they sweating on me.
You should wear protection playing basketball.
Interesting. Like
basketball
a human condom?
Yeah, a body condom.
A body condom as I play ball. I wouldn't be able to shoot.
Movies.
I'd like
Well, you just need one that's
right
fit.
Back.
Yeah, maybe it'll actually add to your shoot length.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my shoot length.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sports
That's
expert,
what I said.
Dan Lanigan.
You ain't kidding.
My shoot length extended a couple inches.
You can get it from like half court and get it into the what they call those things, the hoop.
The hoop.
Right.
The hoop.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Honestly, of all sports, I do know some basketball because I used to play it back when I was
Really? What did you play?
younger.
What position? You were guard?
I was a guard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played basketball like most people play football.
Really?
Yeah.
You were like you were going to take it down the you're going to drive it to the hole.
I'm driving to the hole, and let me tell you, there'd be broken bones at the end.
Were
of the
you
game.
dunking?
I was close. I never got full dunk.
You never got a full dunk?
I'm tall, but I never had the greatest vertical jump.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But I was good at knocking people down.
Yeah. You were the body. You filled the lanes.
I was definitely, the Mr. Fowler. If you wanted somebody to foul somebody, he was my guy. You call me in.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So back to Zika.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on what's going on? Are you afraid of Zika?
I think being a man in like the dawn of his potential baby making years.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's a little concerning.
Right.
Because I don't think you're going to stop it. I don't think you're going to stop it. It's like an insect. It's just going to, it's like trying to kill ants in your house. You can try and contain the ants.
Well, you can kill ants in your house. It's called, ant
You
poison.
think you can kill ants in your house, but they're still there. They're still
called,
there.
It's called pest control.
Yeah, it's called control.
It's called
You can control what you're seeing, but in the end, those dirty little buggers are going to get in sooner or later. And that's
right.
you're not that's Zika. That's Zika to me. So I am a little nervous.
Is there a test you can go to your local doctor and get a Zika test?
I don't believe they've standardized testing for Zika at the moment.
It's still
evolving. Yes, exactly. Because
Wow.
Zika is still a very new and dangerous.
Is it really new, or is this new to us?
It
The
may be
question
just
has it
new
been
to,
around for a long time? We just didn't know what it was.
Oh, that's a possibility. Apparently,
Mother Nature, you never know.
it's a dirty little sleuth. You know what I'm saying?
It's a sleuth. What is a little Sherlock Holmes?
It's a short word for.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sorry, that's okay. That's all right.
Right.
Anyway, so that's that. I guess with Zika. I mean, I don't know. I was in your backyard when you were wonderful enough to have our little Los Angeles wedding event, and I got bit.
Is Zika been discovered here?
No, it's only Florida.
Yeah,
Florida's the only
so.
place where they've experienced transmission by.
Well, we should build a wall between here and Florida.
Ooh, I like that.
A Zika wall.
A Zika wall.
Yeah.
Maybe we just put up like a big, like,
Right.
we don't even need a big, like, brick wall. All we need is like a big fly trap. What are they called? Like mosquito net?
Yeah, or one
we
of those.
run a big mosquito net 200, 300 feet up in the air.
A giant bug light,
A bug
Zika
light. That's right.
But you know what? Forget that. Just build a wall, and you know who's going to pay for the wall? The mosquitoes.
I like that idea.
Yeah, it's their fault.
Hey, they knew
bringing
better.
it over here.
They really are, and we're getting some of the dirtiest mosquitoes. Some of the most like evil criminal
and
mosquitoes.
They're lazy. They don't do their part in sucking the blood of.
They don't.
They just
they actually just get on you and they just start sucking your blood. I mean, these are illegal, mean ways to handle situations.
Alright, you crazy kids, I want to tell you about a company called JC Room Blocks. If you have 10 or more out-of-town guests coming to an event near you, you have a wedding, you have a barbecue, you have a bat mitzvah, a a family gathering of sorts, a bris, whatever. You call JC Room Blocks. They do weddings, family reunions, bachelorette parties, bachelor parties, corporate events, holiday parties. They research hotels for your wedding in venues, and they find you the best deals. The best deals. Since they're certified travel agents, they can get you the lowest possible rates. On top of discounted rates, they can also negotiate highly discounted bridal suites, shuttle service, and food and beverage functions. If you go to jcroomblocks.com and you mention the Dan and Kody podcast, they'll waive their fee, which makes their service to you completely free. Free consultation, man. They're on Facebook too, and Twitter and Instagram. jcroomblocks.com. I'm telling you, man, they will hook you up. Nobody wants to deal with hotels when they're booking for their events. jcroomblocks.com.
So, what was released today?
So there is this little movie that is based on a franchise that you may or may not know anything about.
No, I don't know anything.
It's called Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yes,
Star
and
Wars,
it's a movie that takes place within the continuity of these other movies that have been released. So it's a prequel and a postquel, of course. And it's called Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Yes. So there's a new trailer. The latest trailer for this movie has just been released.
Okay.
I've seen it. Cody, I don't believe you have.
I have not seen it.
Would you like? Should we watch it?
Yes.
And get your reactions while this is happening?
Let's do this. As a matter of fact, what a coincidence! I've pulled it up.
That's good. That's good.
Let's see.
Maybe we want a little volume so that your readers can, or your readers, yes, your readers. You're reading this with your ears, can listen.
Oops. What did I do?
Okay. So yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
Press
Here
the
we
play
go.
button. Right.
So function and audio's all the way up.
Okay. Okay.
Michael, have you seen this?
Whatever I do.
Stormtroopers are on the screen.
Stormtroopers.
To protect you.
Black Sand, Hawaii.
Black Sand.
They're in Hawaii.
You understand?
I understand.
There's a guy.
That was the chief.
Yeah, there's a chief. That's a guy. Yeah, a guy in a white costume. Little girl in the grass. Now an older girl.
She must have been the little girl.
Stormtroopers in a jail cell.
Okay. Or yeah.
She's
vice
in a
versa.
jail cell. Lucasfilm Films.
Okay, look at that. Oh, robots.
Oh my
little
gosh!
city.
It's a Star Destroyer. I'm sorry.
Oh,
not Star
explosion.
Destroyer. Yes, Star Destroyer in the sky.
Uh-oh.
Our rebellion is
It looks like Tatooine.
Oh my gosh. It looks like Tatooine / Lord of the Rings.
Now it looks like you're underneath the Millennium Falcon.
What is this?
Uh-oh.
Mon Mothma.
Mon Mothma. Mon
It
Mothma.
appears he is critical to the development of a super weapon.
Wow, this is amazing. I cannot believe we're watching this on the air. live.
This is amazing.
That's okay. Hold on. Let's pause it.
What am I?
Okay, so
Yes.
we're halfway through the trailer.
Yep.
What do you think is happening right now? What's your gut reaction, and what do you think of it so far? This is called the Dan and Kody mid-trailer review.
Mid-trailer review. The Dan and Kody mid-trailer review.
Mid-trailer review.
Mid-trailer review. I mean, honestly, it looks very pretty. Visually, it looks very pretty.
It's beautiful, yes.
From a story standpoint, I mean, I get it. There's like a little girl who becomes this woman who...
Most little girls become women. If
Yeah,
they
but I mean, she's like, got a chip on her shoulder, I guess. They are building a weapon because I heard them say something about a big
Building a
weapon.
weapon.
Obviously, I'm going to assume that that's the Death Star.
Yes.
That's what I would call it if I was to make the movie. And
You're very smart.
Thank you. And I don't know. I mean, did they say anything about her having to go get it? Like
Not yet. No.
They haven't said
Wait.
anything like
You
that.
haven't. This is just the mid-trailer review.
Well, I mean, I'm guessing there's going to be an adventure.
What? Yeah. So, what do you think the girl's going to do? What's your expectation of?
She's going to lead this band of characters that we're starting to see.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, shall we play it? And
Let's
see what else?
continue.
Let's continue
into the final trailer review.
Cool spaceship.
Cool spaceship, yeah.
Black robot.
Black robot with pretty eyes. Space travel.
Oh my gosh.
We are dealing
That looks like
Darth Vader.
If the Empire has this kind of power,
Oh, Mothma again.
Oh, look at that.
ATST.
Oh, look at that.
Blowing stuff up. Really exciting.
We have
More exciting than this podcast.
What?
built on her.
The guy has got an artificial leg.
Oh my
It's a robot
gosh.
leg.
He's got robot legs.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's like a really nice tropical planet where they go to vacation. Ooh, I don't think that's a vacation house.
They're going to all kinds of. Ooh, we got a ninja.
A ninja guy who's blind.
Blind ninja guy.
And now some ships are blowing up and stormtroopers are fighting on a sandy beach. Does not look like a good vacation place. X-Wing fighters. We haven't seen X-Wing fighters in a long time. Well, just
last December.
Darth Vader! And Forrest Whitaker's going to hang out with Darth Vader and AT-ATs. Hey, any trailer that ends in AT-ATs has got to be great.
Yeah.
And although these aren't true AT-ATs, these are all-terrain armored container transports.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have a big hole in the middle where you would put a container, that you would store stuff in, or for travel and cargo and all that. You never mind.
This movie doesn't work for me unless John Travolta shows up and has a moment with Forrest Whitaker. Because everything I've ever seen Forrest Whitaker, it seems that John Travolta shows up.
And is that a good thing?
Yes, it's absolutely fantastic.
I mean, Forrest Whitaker is amazing.
Oh my gosh, come on. He's like...
So what movies has John Travolta been in with Forrest Whitaker?
Phenomenon.
Okay, that's movies is what I'm saying.
I don't know any others. I've only seen that movie with Forrest Whitaker.
So you've only seen one movie with Forrest Whitaker.
And every time he's in it.
Well, then I guess that makes sense from your perspective.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you that Forrest Whitaker has been in other movies.
Really?
Without John Travolta.
You know what?
And he's actually even better.
Really? That's hard to believe. He was pretty great in Phenomenon.
Well, it's Forrest Whitaker.
You know what? You want to know who the white Forrest Whitaker is?
Who's the white Forrest Whitaker?
Oliver Platt.
That's amazing. You're right.
Oliver Platt is the white Forrest Whitaker.
Wow. I'd never thought of that.
Yeah, well.
Or is Forrest Whitaker the black Oliver Platt?
Not in this world.
Okay. All right. Okay. But isn't Oliver Platt older?
They've got to be about the same age.
They are. Okay.
Are they? I mean, let's find. I got to find out. I got to find out. By the way, that
Interesting
trailer.
questions we need to know.
That trailer.
Yeah. So
Not sure if I care.
You're not sure if you care. Okay.
I'm not sure if I care about how they got
the plans for the Death Star.
It doesn't matter.
Because they're successful.
Yeah, I know they're successful. Whether everybody dies or not, I know they get to Leia.
True.
I mean, it's like Oliver Platt is 56.
Imagine them delivering the plans to an old Leia. How great would that be? Carrie Fisher.
Oh my gosh.
Just withered and being in her full.
Forrest Whitaker, 55.
And Oliver Platt?
56.
See, there we go. Forrest Whitaker is the young Oliver Platt.
Oh, wow. He's like the Shia LaBeouf.
He is.
Wow, okay. I don't know. What do you think? Are you excited?
You know what? I am excited. And I would say I'm more excited about this than I was for The Force Awakens.
Really?
Yeah, I think that because this is not going to be quote-unquote tentpole Star Wars movie, even though it is a big-budget Star Wars film, and any Star Wars film is not going to be small. It's not episodes 8 or 7 or... It doesn't have an episode number on it. It's not the core characters. It's a side story. So they get more freedom, hopefully, to do something different, and that's what I'm excited about. I mean, I really like the idea of seeing like a Saving Private Ryan in the Star Wars world, which is kind of feels a little bit like this.
You get, this certainly brings a grit that you didn't get in Force Awakens, that you haven't received in a Star Wars movie since probably the original Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Empire was a little gritty, but not nearly. I don't think it was.
Empire was pretty gritty.
You feel that way? Return of the Jedi was not.
No, Return of the Jedi was not. Star Wars and really Empire. Empire really felt dirty and they were doing something different.
Yes, yes, I agree. And then this certainly feels like, hey, we're in the universe of Star Wars, but we're kind of doing our own thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess if there's one thing to be excited for, it's that, you're still going to be in the world, but you don't have to worry about what's happening with the Skywalker.
Right. But I get what you're saying because ultimately you walk into the film and you may not know what happens to the people that are on the screen, but you know that what they do is a success. And it takes the mystery out of the story.
Well, and if I'm Disney, the benefit for me with this is I'm introducing the original Star Wars to a new audience that has never experienced it. So I know that I can walk in there and like, oh, what's this? It's Star Wars. I watched Force Awakens. I enjoyed it.
Now I got to go see the original Star Wars.
Now I got to go watch the original
about.
stuff. So yeah, exactly. So it really does a great job of connecting the young audience to an old story.
Right.
Which I think is smart, possibly. Depends on how well it's received.
Yeah.
You know, can they make a sequel to this? Rogue One?
Well, Rogue 2.
What's Rogue 2?
Rogue 3. I mean, it's just the next number.
Yeah, I know they can title something that, but what's the story after you've discovered plans for the Death Star? Oh, they discovered plans
for the second Death Star.
Oh,
I mean, come on.
Return of the Jedi.
And then there's the Star Killer in the Force Awakens.
So that's Rogue 3.
It's Rogue 3.
Okay,
it's very simple.
Forrest.
What?
This is a logical
progression of movies. Come on.
I mean, if I'm making Star Wars movies, this is the only way to do it.
Exactly. This is how Disney would do it. 3 Death Stars, 3 Rogue Ones. Come on. 1, 2, 3.
Well, I think we've got a hit.
We got a hit.
I love the Star Wars universe, and I really hope that, and I've said this before, but I really hope they go into like Old Republic stuff, like way before all of this, like get into the nitty gritty of the history of it.
No, I do not want them to do an Old Republic film.
Why?
Because I want them to do an Old Republic TV series, a la Game of Thrones.
That would be
Netflix.
amazing.
Imagine a Netflix Old Republic TV show that has full freedom to do whatever it wants because it's so far before anything. It can take what it likes from the games and the novels and throw away the rest. How brilliant would that be?
It would be so good.
Yeah,
it would be so.
They'd be stupid
good.
not to do that. In fact, they're probably developing something like that. I would guess.
If they're not, call Dan Lanigan and Kody Frederick.
Yeah, we will be.
We will be happy to produce and create any story you need because we are big fans.
Yeah, we'll do it even for cost.
Yeah, exactly. Cinema Relics. Check us out, cinemarelics.com.
That's right.
You can also see some of our previous works at fan-o-rama.com.
That's right. Fantastic acting by Kody Frederick.
Hey, that's me. If
lead role.
Any lead roles you may need.
We have experience working with robots and aliens.
Exactly. I am in it.
Yes, you are an old man and a young man.
That's right, as robots. So
that's right. Well, your performance is very robotic, but I don't think that's what we're talking about.
That's the role. That's what the role's required.
Ah, okay, right.
Yeah. So anyway, but that's good. Visually, I am so excited to see it.
What about? So there's going to be episode 8, and then after that, there's going to be another Star Wars spin-off movie.
The Han Solo one?
There's the Han Solo movie. Then there's talk of maybe Obi-Wan series with
I'd be interested in Obi-Wan. I like Obi-Wan a lot.
Obi-Wan in the desert.
Yeah.
Every day he's smoking Jedi pot. What else does he do out there? I mean...
He's running into the
Feel
cantina
the force,
for his beef. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's good force.
Why not, right?
Yeah, right. No, I think Ewan McGregor was one of the amazing things in the prequels. I think his casting was fantastic as Obi-Wan, and I would be very excited to see him, work into figure out the older Obi-Wan, what he did in those later years.
Yeah, like, take on Alec Guinness a little bit and kind of be that.
Yeah.
They're two very different takes.
They are. But there is a similarity to McGregor's performance to the original.
I agree. I completely agree. I enjoyed both very much, and I felt that if you were to throw Ewan, I could actually see Ewan McGregor kind of leading into that Alec Guinness, like he's on top of the world when it comes to people praise the man for his skills as a thespian.
He's a thespian and a wonderful motorcycle rider.
Ah, yes. Cross Europe.
Cross Europe.
Cross America.
America.
Would you do that?
In a camper, yeah.
Looking for?
Props.
Yep. And what would be the prop you'd find?
I would find... I don't know. There's lots of props I would hopefully find.
Just as a reminder for those that have not listened to previous episodes, Dan here is a collector.
Yeah, that's kind of
secret.
It's not a secret. It's just kind of my passion, my hobby. Yeah, I love movies. It's kind of why I'm making movies, because I love movies or making TV shows and all that kind of stuff. But I actually been collecting movie props for much longer, and That's kind of how I met Dan Hill originally through Brandon Ellinger. And actually, Kody met Dan Hill through my indirect connection to movie props. So you have movie props to thank for your friendship with Dan Hill and the Dan and Kody podcast.
I have a lot of things to thank, and it's not just movie props.
Right.
It's Dan Lanigan.
Don't thank me, because I don't take
Jill Lanigan.
Yeah, you thank my wife.
Jill Lanigan.
I was wondering.
Okay.
What you thought of the new Samsung issues.
Note 7 issues.
Yes.
Dan Hill.
I'm sorry. Have you guys discussed this already?
No. Well, Dan has a feeling on it because I had a Note 7. Dan bought a Note 7. Then I bought a Note 7. Then I returned my Note 7 because all of the craziness with it. And Dan held out and he swapped it out. And now he's getting text messages from Verizon saying, you need to turn your phone off and go return it.
Yeah.
So he's very frustrated right now.
I can imagine. I'm wondering how this is going to affect Samsung's business going forward.
I saw a headline on an article today that said that they surveyed Samsung Note 7 owners. 40% said they'd never buy a Samsung product again.
That is a big number.
That is a huge number. I think that's obviously a knee-jerk reaction from people.
No, I would agree. But who wants to buy a phone that could potentially kill you?
Who wants to buy anything that could potentially?
No, but
kill
a phone.
A phone is like you use all the time, and
it's like, come on, it's nothing. Maybe a car. Yeah, you buy a car. Okay, I could potentially die in this thing.
Chances are you're going to die in it.
You buy a phone. There's like no thought in your head that this thing could burn me up into a crisp.
It's true. I could fall asleep and then my house is on fire.
That's right. Exactly. I could burn down the plane that I'm in and kill many, many more people. Crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
It's the Note 7. I love the phone. And it's actually a very beautiful product. It really is.
Yeah.
And I was really upset
that they put all their money into making it look and feel nice.
It feels so good.
Forgot kind of about the safety issues of fire.
You didn't smudge it. It was amazing, Dan. I'm telling you, this phone it felt good in my hands.
Really? Oh yeah.
And I have an S6.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
That was good. I had an S6,
yeah.
And it smudges and it's terrible. But the S7 the Note. It's waterproof. The buttons felt good. It felt hearty. It felt like a hearty phone. I felt like I was eating oatmeal when I was on the phone.
Wow.
I felt like I was holding oatmeal.
So you were like eating roughage every time you had.
Every time I was holding the phone, it was like holding roughage. It was like having Quaker Oats in my hand.
Wow.
Like the Mr.
Is that
Quaker
what you call
Oats.
it?
Huh? Quaker Oats? That's what I call
Never
it.
mind.
That's what Madeline calls it.
Nice job, Madeline.
You'd think she'd say steel cut, but she's sticking with Quaker.
Quaker Oats.
Exactly.
Quaker Oat me, baby.
But no, it's too bad. I'm waiting for the S8. I'll buy the S8.
Right. Well, you've been a Samsung fan for a while, huh?
I like the best phone you can get, as long as it's not an iPhone.
Well, I was just going to say, the best phone
As long
you can
as
get.
it's not an iPhone. Yes, the iPhone 7's got a lot of good reviews. People are loving it.
Let's say I've got an iPhone.
Let's say that.
Let's say I have an iPhone. I have a love-hate relationship with Apple.
Yes.
I've always been a PC guy all my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been a Palm Pilot guy in the past. I dig Android, but when it comes to my phone, I just want something simple. If I want a PC to get into all the crazy stuff, and I have an iPad here too. But again, it's simplicity. It's just,
hey,
I get old. I'm an old guy now.
They make phones and gadgets that work for your wife. It makes complete sense.
For my wife.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks.
And it looks like you joined her bandwagon.
Wow. Yeah, I'm right there. And whose face is on the back of that iPad?
Mine.
Yeah, and whose face in the back of that iPhone?
Oh, looks like mine.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. You going to get a 7? You going to get an iPhone 7?
No.
You don't care.
Well, actually, I might update my phone to get something different, and I may not go
Really?
Product, but my phone has decided there's no cracks, there's no bends, and no droppage, but yet it decides to do things on its own. There's something going on with the touch sensor on the screen randomly that it'll start like opening pages and calling people, and I can see that it's some sort of like button presses that are invisible button presses, or I'm being tracked by a ghost, which would be cooler.
Very likely.
Yeah, but I have a feeling that's not it.
You know have you heard about the new the iPhone 7's phone with the camera? Because you're a Gear guy.
I am a Gear guy.
You know Gear. You know how it works.
Cameras,
They've got the dual camera system on it.
Yeah, well, they have a dual camera system on this too.
They do. There's 2 lenses.
Oh, well, one on the front, one on the back.
No. Oh, yes.
You're talking 2 on the
2 on the back.
I've heard the wide angle and a telephoto, right?
Exactly. They
That's
got a
cool.
wide and a telephoto that allows.
So they
you
have
to,
double sensors to do that, or does
I
the
don't
lens move?
know
I would
if-
imagine they probably have to have two CMOS sensors or whatever image sensors they're using.
I don't know if it's 2 separate sensors. I mean, you have 2 separate lenses that are completely apart, and I know that sensor is not that big. I know that sensor is not big enough to be able to play on that one area. So I would imagine they'd have to have 2.
Yeah,
But-
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's neat. It's pretty neat.
The question: can you take pictures with both at the same time?
They do actually. It's funny you say that because they do a thing where they allow you to. They do. I think they have a weird setup on the phone where it'll do it. It takes a little longer when you take the image. It's still pretty quick, but then you can actually in post with the lens you could choose.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty neat.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Which I mean, for a cell phone, I mean
it's insane. I mean, the stuff that they're doing with cell phones. I mean, you can shoot footage on a cell phone now and use it on television, and honestly, in certain circumstances, you can't tell the difference.
You wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, from what you know of, like the first digital cameras that couldn't be in phones, 20 years ago. I mean, would you say that they are as good, if not better?
The camera, the sensor and camera in this iPhone is better than the first digital SLR that I had and that I paid $6,000 for.
Wow,
back when I was shooting,
crazy, right?
Still photography, yeah. I mean, more memory, it's faster, it can do a lot more stuff. I mean, I can't change lenses, which sucks, but I find myself being a lazy photographer. I take most of my pictures now with my stupid phone.
Yeah, and your photography is amazing.
Well, not necessarily with my phone, but
but the stuff you've done is
Thank you.
beautiful stuff. It's beautiful
Thank
stuff. So to know that we have seen that big of a jump, and I mean, how long ago was that? That was probably
what that I was
when you purchased your first digital SLR.
Oh my gosh. 15, 20 years ago.
20 years, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I would hope that we'd come 20 years. So imagine 20 years from now.
Absolutely. Oh
wow.
my gosh.
That's crazy.
I mean, they've got camera technology now that you can focus something after you shoot it. So you actually focus something. It
takes so much data.
It basically is a raw file that takes light information. I forget the term. There's a term for it.
Yes.
That it's some sort of scatter light technology that it gets depth information for the pixels. So you can actually focus on something in the back, in the middle. You can shoot a green screen shot without actually having green screen. You can shoot a photography video of somebody standing up against a wall, and the wall can be completely out of focus, and you can select the foreground. It's amazing stuff. It's really expensive right now, but in 20 years, that stuff will be in our phones.
Wow.
Holography, I would imagine. If we're still here and haven't killed ourselves as a species, or gone back into the Stone Age or something like that, that's probably going to happen.
Dear U.S. and Russia, please don't blow each other up because I want a cell phone that allows me to change the focal point.
That's the real reason to be alive.
Please.
Imagine the audio gear.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be able to record 10 blocks down the road.
Well, I imagine with this alone, the quality of what you can record on your phone versus
I imagine
what it
the
was.
government's getting really good eavesdropping on what we're talking about right now because they're recording all.
They have
stuff from
so
our phones.
many of my pictures.
Yeah.
Sorry, government. Sorry, Russia.
Yeah. Russia doesn't want to see that stuff.
No, they don't.
I hear Edward Snowden's into that kind of stuff.
Is he? Well, good for him. He's a searcher.
Yeah, he is a searcher. He's into the dark web. Interesting. One of the guys that Kody and I work with has a tendency to bring random dogs that he finds on the road into our workplace.
He does.
And, he's, a little, what would you call this guy, Martin? What would you say? He's extremely intelligent,
It's quirky.
He's quirky, yes, that's a great word. He's a little quirky, but he loves dogs, and he's very, he's very caring about animals. So he brings in this little Chihuahua.
Yeah.
And it is the most adorable thing. He can't keep it because he's already got 2 dogs. So now I'm going to be taking it home this weekend.
Are you nervous?
Yes, my 5-year-old daughter thinks we're going to be babysitting for a puppy. Although this dog isn't a puppy, but she is tiny, and I'm curious to see how the dog does with our 2 dogs, and really, ultimately, what my wife thinks.
Where does your wife stand on it?
She is not 100% on board.
Okay.
She is waiting to reserve her opinion until the dog comes home with us.
That's fair.
But this dog is, it's already trained. She's 8 years old. Martin took her to the vet today, and she's healthy.
She's got 4 years in her.
No, she's a Chihuahua. So supposedly they live for 15 years.
Little dogs last a long time. You're right. They've got they've got the legs to survive a while.
Well, the legs are real short, but they've got the genetic legs to survive.
Exactly.
And pretty excited. I never thought Chihuahuas were cute, but this one she's just so friendly and just just doesn't bark.
No.
She's like the perfect dog. I wish I could combine her with my other 2 dogs, and I would have a very nice household instead of walls that have been chewed and
you do have a nervous dog.
I do, yeah.
You got a dog?
They're good dogs.
Great dogs.
They don't bite. They love people, but they're nervous. And
yes.
No, well, actually, one of them isn't nervous. One of them has separation anxiety. The other one's nervous all the time.
And you took them to dog shrinks?
No, because I think that's insane. But you know what? The longer I live with these 2 dogs, the more likely I may take them to at least dog behaviorists.
Yeah. Well, they do say the dog,
I know, is relative to the owner, and yada, 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 yada. Well, if I'm like anyone, I'm like Samwise, my golden retriever.
Well, I've seen you on a wall or 2.
Yeah, well, it was made of cookies. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? I do the same. I love cookies. Well, Dan, thank you for coming on the Dan and Kody podcast.
Thanks. I'm looking forward to next week when I'm doing my 2nd episode. And I guess I can't do that. That's going to be Dan Hill.
Well, I don't know.
Well, how about this? Whenever Dan Hill is out on a trip in some sort of southern state doing some sort of secretive thing.
Yeah, of course.
How would I fill in for him?
I would love that.
That way you don't have to change the name of the show.
No,
it's
we
still
don't.
the Dan and Kody show.
And let's be fair, it's better. It's better.
Well, it's better. I think it's better, but
we'll
see what the fans think.
Well, yeah.
Okay, please, fans, which Dan do you prefer? Dan L or Dan H?
Dan L plus Dan L. Dan H,
No, Dan H is great. I love Dan Hill.
He's so good.
He's great.
He's so good and stuff. He's so good and stuff. But Dan Lanigan.
Oh, my gosh.
Dan Lanigan. Yeah. Check it out. Let us know. Email us.
Thanks, Kody, for having me on.
Thanks for coming on,
Thanks, Dan, for
and just so you know, before we leave, happy birthday, buddy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to be 25 next week.
You're going to be 25 plus 20.
Yes, that's right.
Episode 45.
That's why I wanted to start taking over the show here. It's my birthday, same episode number. It's all,
It all
synergy.
connects. Exactly.
It all connects.
Time, the world, Earth, spinning, us, America.
Everybody played itself down to shit, bro. Right.